Welcome to this creative flow sequence where we're just flowing to flow, we're flowing to breathe, we're flowing to move our bodies, flowing to connect our body, mind, and spirit with no real goal in mind, no real end, just to move, just to flow. We'll start in seated position, starting to bring awareness to breath. In seated position, walk your hands out in front of you, outstretching the arms towards the top of the mat as if we were in a child's pose but with legs crossed. Dropping your forehead to the mat. If you're tight, you can place a blocker or pillow underneath your head for extra support. And walk your hands off to the right side. Again, dropping your forehead to the mat. And orienting yourself in time and space. Walking your hands back through center. Switching which leg is on top and walking your hands back out towards the top of the mat and over to the left side of the mat, gently waking up the right side of the body, And we'll start slow, just with basic body movements to warm up. And then we'll go into a little more creative sequence. Walking your hands back to center, roll over your legs and into tabletop position. We'll start by moving in small circles in one direction, opening up through the wrists, through the hips and the knees. You can gradually increase the size of the circle, allowing the movement to be intuitive, allowing it to be organic, and switch directions. Again, gradually allowing the circle to increase in size till you come back to center. And lift your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Reach those left toes to the sky. Take a bend in the knee. Drop your left heel towards your glutes. Straighten out the leg and bring it into a deep lizard lunge. Left foot to the outside of the mat and drop the back knee for a moment, coming high onto the fingertips. And tucking the toes of the right leg, we're just going to lift and lower the back knee. Lift and lower the knee, tap it to the ground, and step the right foot up to meet the left to the outside of the mat for Malasana. Hands come to heart center. Allow the pose to feel good. Open the arms out on the diagonal, bringing the right hand to the outside of the mat. Hands come back through center and switch sides. Open through the chest. Take a deep breath in to the front side of the body, into the hips. Allow it to feel good, nourishing. Coming back through center. Extend the legs for a wide-legged forward fold and inhale to a flat back. Fold over your legs. Drop the crown of the head to the mat. And shift weight forward so it's in both the heels and the toes, evenly distributed. Hips are stacked over the ankles. Walk the feet in towards center for a wide-legged forward fold to a flat back and fold over the legs before gently rolling up into a standing position. Arms sweep up and overhead, reach for the sky and draw the hands through heart center, bringing the left knee into the chest, interlacing the hands around the knee and squeezing it in towards the torso. Before we find Warrior 3, extending the left leg behind us. Heel of the left foot is planted, and we'll open out into a half moon position, dropping the right hand to the mat or bringing the right hand into heart center. Step the left foot back and find goddess pose. Bringing the arms into gold pose, opening through the chest and squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathing into the heart space. Turn towards the top of your mat and we'll find a reverse high lunge. Left fingertips are up to the sky and into a side plank with the left leg bent. Bring the left hand to the knee and find Wild Thing. Left leg comes behind us, bent. Arm extends forward, reaching for the top of the mat. And draw the hand down through the face and we'll find I'm not sure what you would call this, a seated forward fold with one leg bent, wrapping the arms around that bent leg, interlacing hands at the base of the spine. And we'll release the arms, step weight into the right foot, step the left foot back, and we'll Find a low lunge on the right side, goalposting the arms, opening through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together, sinking weight into the hips, and plant the hands, stepping the right foot into the air for three-legged dog, reaching the toes for the sky, and planting the right foot to meet the left. Downward facing dog, drop the chest towards the mat, inhale high on the toes and step towards the top of the mat. Jump or float if you like as well. Here I am taking a handstand, float through until we come down into seated, and we roll into a plow pose, interlace fingers, extending them down towards the ground. Lifting the left toes into the air, maybe the right toes lift as well. Practicing some balance. Toes are pointed. Bring the legs into almost like an eagle, crossing the legs. Right leg on top of left. And we're gonna roll up into Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Right knee is stacked on top of left. Grabbing either foot, marma points, energy centers on the foot, connecting these centers. Reaching the crown of the head towards the sky, tall back, embodying presence, feeling the breath in our body, feeling the sensation in our bodies. And we're going to flip over into a wide-legged forward fold, twisting out in the opposite direction on the mat now. And folding over the legs, grab the ankles, draw the torso down towards your legs, release the crown of the head to the ground. Breathe into the full backside of the body. Inhale, walk your hands and your feet towards center. Drop the crown of the head before rolling gently up. Reaching the hands towards the sky, they come through heart center. Interlace hands around the right knee. And we're gently going to step the right foot forward for pyramid pose, folding over that right leg, bringing hands into prayer behind the back or reaching for opposite elbows. Dropping the torso down towards that right leg, breathing into the hamstring, breathing into the lower back, into the neck, and start to face the front side of the mat for a reverse half moon. Right hand is down, and we'll shift into a reverse dancer. Left hand reaches around for that right foot, right hand comes to prayer, and we'll start to kick through the left hand with the right foot, opening through the chest. Bringing the right foot through for eagle pose. Right leg is stacked on top of left. Right arm comes underneath the left arm, interlaced in front of the face. Opening out through the arms, finding half moon on the left side, dropping the left hand down to the ground, using your balance, using your core strength, stability. Find a single spot, a single point of focus, a drishti, your gaze, using your breath. Drop the right foot into Skandasana on the right side. Right leg is bent, left leg is extended. Bringing that right hand out to the diagonal. And we'll come into a high lunge on the left side, reaching the right fingertips towards the sky. Planting that right hand into the mat. Stepping into high plank, side plank on the right side. Bent left leg. Left arm reaching for the sky and hold, squeezing through the obliques. And we'll come through Chaturanga, high to low plank, into some cobra roll-ups. Arms are out at the diagonal, and the fingertips will roll fluidly from the ground and up into cobra, expanding through the chest. Allow the movement to be fluid, allow it to open your back. Take a bend in that left leg and roll it over to the right side of the mat. Coming back through center, bend in that right knee and drop the toes to the left side of the mat. And coming back through center, we'll push into our hands, coming into up dog and into down dog, dropping the chest towards the ground. Lifting left toes to the sky, drawing them through cheetah and extending the left toes over towards the right side of the mat. Lift the right hand from the mat, plant the left foot and open through the chest, expanding, dropping the hand towards the mat, and bring the hand through the face, through heart center, into a seated, wide-legged forward fold, reaching for the right foot. Right hand is behind us. Start to push into it. Lift the left arm overhead and plant it at the top of the mat, stepping the left foot to the mat to meet the right, and adjusting, finding a downward facing dog. Dropping the knees towards the mat for child's. Taking rest, getting some water, and feel free to add on to this flow, or feel free to stop here as well, remembering that 10-15 minutes of practice is just as good as an hour and a half. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'm sending you love wherever you are.